Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you for all your messages. Gab is with us, and as a result, a lot of questions about Italian football, Gab. Not particularly complimentary ones, it's just one. The end of Serie A, how did Inzaghi get so much out of Inter?
Inzaghi's a really good coach. I think that's undeniable. Kiev was in his first season. I think Inter are having a very good season. They were terrible against they were terrible against Bodo Glimt at home. Away from home, those of us who bothered to watch the game in the Arctic on the plastic pitch would note that, they hit the woodwork a couple times. And I'll tell you this about Bodo. They're a high-risk, high-reward team that play with so much energy, which they can also afford to do because they've just been on a long break. I would not want to be facing them in the next round, whether I think they could get Sporting or Manchester City. Of course, they already beat. So I'm not saying they're going to go and win, but they are extremely awkward to play against, and Inter were clearly unprepared.
Can I ask about the long break thing? Because it's interesting that Gab brings it up, and who else was it that brought it up? Was it Barella as well, I believe? Chivo after the game.
It was November 30th since they last played a competitive game.
You guys always tell me that it takes 3 or 4 competitive games to actually get going in a season before you kind of feel like you're up to scratch. So having said that, is not playing since November domestically, does that actually give you an advantage?
Thank you.
I don't actually know. I don't actually know because it's 6 and 2 threes, isn't it? If Bodo Glimt had gone out, maybe some people would have talked about match sharpness,
right?
Lack of competitive games, but they didn't. So then we might be on the side of freshness.
Okay.
Let
me rephrase that. As a player, what would you prefer? A game every 3 or 4 days that Inter are having at the moment, or all this time to build up to one game?
No, I'd want to be playing.
Right.
I don't want to be playing because when you come back, you just don't quite know where you're going to be. As it turns out, they were in a good place and in good condition. And they've obviously prepared really, really well. Of course they have, because they knew this was coming. But I still want to be the guy that I want to be in a team that I know where we are. And as Gab said, they're in a good position in Serie A. They're just not as strong a squad as they were. They're a bit more of an ageing squad. They've lost some key players. And as I said in yesterday's show, I think it's underestimated the job that Simone Inzaghi did with his squad rotation, with the way he set his team up, with his substitutions. And that's been a big loss for them as well, certainly in the Champions League.
I think it's really dependent upon the quality of the preparation ahead of this one game. I can tell you, and I can just give you an example from my own experience. In preparation for Copa America 2011, it was an intense preparation for about a month. And I mean, by the end of it, we were kicking the backside out of each other. And we just wanted somebody else to play against. And it was like caged animals. We were ready. We just needed opposition. If you have that kind of preparation and you just let the animals go, then that's when you get this sort of energy and intensity that we saw from Bodo Glimt at home. The other thing that they have in their favor is that their preparation would have been, most of it, on the artificial surface, which some people may suggest, how big of a deal that can be. Well, it can be. It is different. And if you're not used to it, and if you're not anticipating where the bounce is going to be, if you're not used to the speed of the ball and the speed of play and the speed of movement and how you cut back and how you're able to manipulate the ball and how your body reacts to the turf, it makes a difference. They know how that made a difference for them, and so therefore they're able to play at a higher level and a higher pace, higher intensity, higher energy than a team like Inter that is just kind of trying to figure out, okay, where is this pass going to go? Where is this ball going to go? And then once you build a lead in the manner in which they did, then you put all the pressure on Inter. The pressure was never on Bodo Glimt, and then Inter were not able to deliver when the pressure got high.
Frank?
Yeah, I think on top of it, they had like 2.5 months to prepare. So I'm guessing that they had some rest, and then they started to play, and maybe they went away to play some friendly games before, and maybe the coach asked them to say, guys, it's not friendly games. It's games to prepare the Champions League. So therefore, you have to give 100% in order for you to be physically, mentally, psychologically ready. So maybe, yeah, it's something awkward, I would say, and I agree with Craig by saying that I prefer to play games than to rest. But the freshness on top of the preparation that they had could be even better than just playing games like we do in our championships. But they were fresh, and on top of it, they were kind of striving for games, and they wanted to get it. But I'm pretty sure that friendly games were very serious games.
Gab, we had Jurgen Klinsmann on yesterday who suggested that tactically Serie A were being left behind.
Okay.
Did he say that?
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, he did.
I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah,
No,
he did.
In what sense?
In a sense
That's
that other teams have evolved, basically. Other teams you feel have got to move forward as opposed to Italian teams that are just kind of stale.
Well, I mean, Inter were in the Champions League
go ahead,
final
Craig.
last year. Napoli were excellent on the way to the Scudetto.
Yeah, well, I'm just repeating what you said yesterday. I'm not Jurgen Klinsmann.
I don't remember.
You weren't listening.
Jürgen saying that.
No, you are translating. You are translating from German to English. You
Oh,
know,
no,
and
see,
maybe
that's a
you
problem.
Get some words from.
That's a problem.
Right. Which club has been most impressive since the new managers came in? Chelsea or Manchester United?
Oh my God. I want to say Manchester United because they had so bad results, so bad way of playing their football that it's kind of a miracle what Michael Carrick is doing right now. Even with Maresca, Chelsea had good games, and if he's getting better with Rosenior, I would say that they haven't evolved like Manchester United evolved into their games. So I would say Manchester United.
Gab, why isn't Victor Osimhen on a better team? Before we get to that, Gab, he doesn't need his mask anymore, no? But he just wears it for fun? Is that true?
well, that's like saying Iron Man only wears his get-up for fun. What do you think makes him so good?
Oh, I'm sorry. So if he's so good and has these superpowers, why is he at Galatasaray?
It's because I wrote a whole column about this. You can go look it up. No, he was on an enormous salary at Napoli. I mean, a really, really big salary, which, for different reasons, certain clubs were unwilling to match. Some people also blame his agents. Napoli were holding out for a huge amount of money. There was a whole thing with his extension. Napoli were going to leave him out. So Napoli sent him on loan in Galatasaray. He did really, really well at Galatasaray. Galatasaray said, well, there's only a 15% tax rate in this country. We can afford it. We'll play Napoli in installments, and we'll work out a way to make this happen. And I think that's the reality of it. Other clubs, when you make so much money, there's only so many clubs that can afford you. And so if you're Manchester United and you say, hey, I like Benjamin Sesko, and you're Liverpool and you say, hey, I like Ekitike and Isak, and you're Arsenal, you say, hey, I think Victor Gyökeres is better than Victor Osimhen. Hey, that's where you put your chips down. We can debate whether these were the right decisions or not. Personally, I think no, and no. But because I think Osimhen's one of the best center forwards in the world, top 3 or 4 easily. But hey, that's just me. So once you get out of that, you get into that situation where it's either Saudi or it's clubs like Galatasaray who can pay those very, very high wages. Because like I said,
that's sad.
Top tax rate in Turkey, 15%.
15%. Is that better than Luxembourg, Frank?
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me, Luxembourg? No, but overall it's very sad. No. Don't talk about Luxembourg or Switzerland. It's not good nowadays. But I want to say something about Victor Osimhen. That's very sad. I mean, I understand the way that you want to put everybody more secure in your family and your future, blah, 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 blah. But I would have loved to see Osimhen, in the Premier League or in La Liga, to see, with all due respect to Galatasaray and the Super League, the Turkish Super League. But really, that's a little waste, Yeah, money is important, but it doesn't make all. And when you love football, you want to play for big teams like Real Madrid, Manchester City, Liverpool, maybe Chelsea. So that's what it is. And I feel frustrated to not have seen Osimhen playing for those big teams.
Can I ask you a question about your mask situation?
Yeah.
Your mask has binoculars?
Well, it's quite thick, his mask. Didn't we have? We spent far too long talking about Kylian Mbappe's mask.
I know,
didn't we?
but
Do you
I
remember
thought
during the World Cup?
I know, but you went,
Yeah, but like, how do you define a mask if you don't have a bit of
that's
girth
goggles.
to it?
That's goggles.
Yeah, no, it is true. But like, how do you? I need a little bit of thickness.
Okay.
Would you choose to wear that?
What?
Going out?
Dance mask?
Where's Craig gone? Oh, he's put his
Craig's
mask on. Thank goodness. Now we know who he is. There was reporting, quoting an unnamed Spurs player, that the squad felt like they didn't have to train as hard under Thomas Frank as previous managers. Is that more condemning of the Spurs squad or Thomas Frank?
This is a story that comes out after every manager that is allowed to or told to go out the back door and say, "Get." There's always some player that says something, whether the training session was too hard or wasn't hard enough. Right? As compared to, say, Spurs when they had Antonio Conte and they were doing sprints up and down the field, I guess I'm sure that the training was not nearly as intense. But this happens in every circumstance in which a manager is let go, that players have something to say about or leak information about how the trainings were either too hard or not hard enough.
Yep. Yes. Craig, would you like to see Millwall go up, just so Don would have to be on comms for those games again? Millwall fans hate Don, by the way, because he used to play for West Ham. And then he went back to West Ham.
But the thing is, he wouldn't mention it.
No, not at all.
It would be fun.
Actually, they've just moved into, I believe, third in the Championship.
Yes.
It does look like...
It's them a whole Ipswich Wrexham, isn't it?
It
in the
looks
playoffs.
like Coventry and Middlesbrough probably going to go automatically, but not a guarantee. But it does look like Millwall might, if they put a really good run together, they could get an automatic, but they're definitely going to get into a playoff, and then it's a bun fight.
We've got to send Don to a game.
Of course we do.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
we'd send them to the new den.
Yes.
Give it.
Millwall, West Ham. Off you go, Don. Enjoy yourself.
Get them a position as close to the Millwall, whatever it is, ultras.
Yes.
Well, they're all ultras down there.
They are, yes. Final question, Gab. We know it involves a mask, but apart from that, what does a perfect day off look like for you?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, I know. What's your perfect day off?
My perfect day off.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I would go for a nice meal, a walk in the many beautiful parks and amenities that we enjoy here in West London,
Lovely.
and some reading, perhaps by the fireplace if it's cold, or out on the terrace if it's sunny.
Could you see?
Oh, God, Gab. Blooming heck.
I can just see you sat by the fireplace with a book
Oh,
and a pipe.
goodness me. Frank, please be something more exciting.
For me, I'm going to the gym, then having a nice lunch with my lovely wife. Then after, I'm gonna play with my grandson and go back home and going to see a movie with my wife.
Well, that's a busy day.
And I won't say the rest.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And I won't say the rest.
It's not really a day off, is it?
Yeah, that's not. That's a day on.
I'm worn out.
Stevie's, of course, would just be in bed.
Well, that's a working day.
Yes, what's yours? 36 holes?
Not in this weather.
No, that's very true.
When's this snow going to stop?
Yes, yeah. But it would involve golf, I assume.
Oh, a day off?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be very unlikely.
And then the evening reading by the
No,
fire.
it's
Some by the fire.
it's definitely dog walking and golf.
Oh, there you are. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Ali?
Golf in the morning, Brazilian steakhouse for lunch,
Nice.
and then final round of the match.
Brazilian steakhouse.
Brazilian steakhouse.
Is there any of those around?
Yeah, Carford have got a couple.
Yeah.
Oh no, they've got
Well, I'm just saying, if the off day happened anywhere,
There we are.
Hartford. Nice.
yeah, Brazilian steakhouse, and then
Well
the final.
done, right, Ali?
What about you, Dan? Dan, what about you?
I don't know what my best day off would be. I just love working, Frank, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Well, you know, when he has a day off, he likes when he has a day off, he likes to head for a liver transplant.
Exactly. Off we go.
Puts it in.
Just hang around, see what's going on. ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Is a Europa League and the other league tomorrow? Gab is there?
That's the Conference League.
Guess who's back?
Stevie, out of bed.
No,
Shaq.
Allegedly.
Oh, Shaka's back tomorrow.
Allegedly.
Oh, wow.
And the power rankings, of course.
Will he still get a cake?
If indeed he has set foot on American soil.
That's it. Did Gab just tear off his microphone? That's it. We're off.
It's going